Hey guys, in this video I'm going to talk about the key differences between buying a home in Pensacola, Florida or the Florida Panhandle versus other parts of the US. And what's important is if you understand the differences here, the information in this video can easily save you hundreds if not thousands of dollars. Before I jump right into the key differences, I want to welcome you to my channel. Thanks for watching. A little bit about myself. My name is Kenneth Rackers. I'm a licensed agent. I'm a realtor. I'm a real estate investor, being that I own rental properties. I do fix and flips, and I'm also in new construction, so building new homes. So if you have any questions about this video or any of the others, please feel free to reach out. I have my contact information below. But let's get started. So the key differences, I'm going to count down actually backwards from 6 being probably the least important to number 1 is the most important difference probably when buying a home. So number 6, the key difference is that here is most homes are built on slab. That means that there's no basement, there's no underneath foundation under the ground. And that's because Florida has a low water table, so you would have water in your basement all the time if you had a basement. The other difference with the design is that with waterfront and coastal homes in Pensacola and the Florida Panhandle region, a lot of homes are built on pylons or blocks. And when you have that, it just raises the level, decreases the chance of flooding. And homes with pylons, you generally have, second floor living. So that's really the design difference. And then on to number 5 is the Florida Building Code. The Florida Building Code was adopted, I believe, in the 90s, and it has mostly to do with hurricane wind ratings. Can your roof, can the exterior of your home survive hurricanes? And this was adopted from South Florida, Miami-Dade, Broward counties, and in our area, it's more of a concern when you're buying an older home versus a newer home. A newer home will be built according to the new Florida Building Code, but an older home might not be built, depending on when it was built. Obviously in the 60s, 70s, or 80s is not going to be built according to that code. So that's just one thing to keep in mind, kind of what is your hurricane rating on your home. The number 4 difference is insurance. Insurance is the big difference. I've lived and been licensed as a real estate agent in multiple states, to include Colorado, Maryland, the state of Washington, California, and the biggest thing here is hurricane risk. And you have a lot higher hurricane deductibles generally. Most policies that I've seen generally have they vary, but most of them kind of start at like a 3% deductible. The second part of the insurance is that when you buy a home and you're going to insure it, it's going to require a 4-point inspection. And in this 4-point inspection, you're going to pay a separate fee rather than a home inspection, and it's generally done by the same person. But in the 4-point inspection, they're going to check the roof, the HVAC, the plumbing, and the electrical. And I said normally this is done at the same time at the home inspectors, but a home inspection is just paid for by the buyer and for the buyer's own protection. And what the difference is that the 4-point inspection is required by insurance generally. The third difference is flood zones and flood insurance. Obviously with the Panhandle, Florida, Pensacola area, Gulf Breeze, we have a lot of coastal areas, and there's a higher flood risk. So really the key point about this is just making sure that you understand what the flood risk is and whether you want to have flood insurance. Typically flood insurance is not as expensive as people think. On my home, I believe flood insurance is about $1,200–$1,300 a year, and that's a great thing. And a lot of people think, well, I don't live on the water or right next to the water, I don't need flood insurance. And in the last hurricane, it seems like most of the people that I know had flood damage caused by rain and flooding rather than, storm surge or other things like that. So it's just definitely something to think about. You want to be, when you're checking out a home, you want to make sure your agent or whoever you're working with shows you the flood map and tells you really and you understand what the flood risk is. Number two, the second most important difference in buying a home in Pensacola is a WDO, and WDO stands for wood destroying organism, and this has to do with a WDO inspection. This is another requirement for a lender. So whenever you're getting a home and you're financing it, you're not paying cash, they're going to require that the home has a clear WDO. So basically, WDO, wood destroying organisms, generally these most commonly referred to as termites, but there are a multitude of other wood destroying organisms to include ants, bees, certain fungi, I believe. And the cost of a WDO is typically around $100, $150. And then this is done by a licensed inspector, commonly a pest control company. And when you're buying a home, according to the lender, you have to have a clear WDO to move forward. If you don't have that, then certain things need to be negotiated as per the contract of how much of the repairs are going to be made and who's going to pay for the repairs before the home is closed. So WDO is very important to be done regardless of you getting a loan, but especially unique to our area requiring that. So there are other states probably that require that, but this is the first state that I've lived in where I run into termites quite often. And the number one key difference is that we probably run into the biggest issue is the age of the roof in our area. So typically, roofs often have warranties covering 20, 30, even maybe a metal roof, even 30, 40, 50 years. But the most important thing is that when a home is 15 years or older, generally hear that you can't get a loan for that home. So even if the roof is in nearly perfect shape or absolutely perfect shape, a lender is not going to give you the loan for a home that's 15 years or older. So when you're looking at existing homes, that becomes much more of a factor. If the home is older than 15 years, does the seller have the money to pay for the roof, or have they replaced the roof, or do they have the records of how old the actual roof is? Because if they don't have records of how old the roof is or whatnot, generally the lender is going to require a new roof to be put on that home, which is expensive. So thanks for checking out this video. As I said before, understanding these key differences can easily save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars and numerous hours of times and headaches. So thanks for watching. If you have any other questions, I'll put my contact information just below. If you like this video, gained any value, please like and subscribe. And thanks for tuning in. Take care.